Mother, if you're there, please reply ASAP. Did you go and change the locks on our house without even asking us? I'm in front of the house right now, and the key I always use doesn't work on the front door lock. I need to get inside.
Hello, Cindy. What's this ASAP all about? And yes, I changed the lock on the front door. I needed to do something to punish you, didn't I? A freeloader. Always wanting something from my son. You needed a little lesson.
Excuse me? Have you completely lost it, Mother? When did I ever freeload? You're making me sound like some gold digger.
Well, you are, aren't you? Anyway, you said you were going out shopping. Using my son's money needlessly to say. So I took the opportunity to have a locksmith make some minor changes. Hope you didn't splurge again using my son's money. What was it this time? Some jewelry?
I wasn't out shopping, for your information. It was for work.
What the hell are you talking about? You're just a housewife that has no job or special skills. What job could you even do?
Pardon me. I thought you knew. I'm working at the moment. I told you that I was going to work before you moved in with us. Don't you remember that? I made it clear right from the start that I was working from home and we would set aside an office room for that purpose. And I did say not to go in there without permission, didn't I? I have important files there and I can't have anyone fiddling with the PC.
Oh yes, your little office at home. Please, for goodness sake. All you're doing is playing games all day long. You can't fool me, Cindy.
Well, that says it all, doesn't it?
Huh?
You have no appreciation or understanding of people who work from home online. It's quite common now, you know.
Oh, really? I know nothing about that. It all seems like games to me.
I figured you were still at an age where you would understand such things, but I guess not.
I do have a little understanding of online work, if that's what you're saying. I'm not as old as you think, my dear. A friend of mine told me about her husband, and recent years he's been asked to work from home. It seems he's having a hard time of it.
Well, then I don't see why you don't appreciate my work style. What's so different?
You're not getting what I'm saying. What I'm concerned about is you. I worry about the company you work for. Having an employee work at home playing games all day? Your employers are being duped. You knew it would be easy. That's why you started working at home right from the start. Unlike my friend's husband, who worked hard at the office for years before working from home. He has an appreciation for the job. That's what I want you to understand. That kind of casual attitude toward work will get you nowhere. People will find out soon enough.
That's what I mean. You're completely clueless. Even if you're not at the office, there are ways to do a proper job working from home. Sometimes even more efficiently.
Oh, please. I'm getting really tired of this. I'm sick of hearing your lame excuses. I'll give it to you straight. The reason why I changed the locks is simply to get rid of you. A freeloader who eats up my son's earnings. That's why.
Like I keep saying, I'm working and making a living at that. Why can't you get that through your head?
Is your head still up in the clouds, for God's sake?
I'm fine, and all I'm doing is conveying the truth. Your head must be up in the clouds, probably up in space.
Okay, so that's how you want it, huh? All right then, I'll give you some conditions for letting you back into the house.
Conditions? What conditions?
If you want to be let back into our household, then bring home pay that exceeds $5,000 a month. Can you do that? I doubt it.
$5,000 a month, huh? Well,
I'm not saying it's a one-time thing either. I want you to make a stable income of $5,000 every month. A steady, stable income. Well, for someone who's working. Or shall I say playing games all day? That's way beyond your reach.
Yeah, right.
At this rate, my son better start thinking of divorce. It would save him from all this misery. I plan to live in this house with my son. Just the two of us. We don't need you, Cindy. You're taking up too much space. There is no need for you to return.
All my stuff is still there. What should I do with that, may I ask?
All that stuff was probably bought using my son's money anyway. All that will be confiscated and sold off. Are you nuts? I'll be by later today to pick them up.
I also have to warn you before you do anything stupid. Don't touch any of the stuff in my room. Especially the PC, or there will be dire consequences.
If you are able to bring that $5,000 a month, I will think about giving all your stuff back to you.
Hey, Cindy, where you at? I just got home. What's up? Are you still working or something?
Oh, hey Mark. Haven't you heard anything from your mom yet?
She's taking a bath right now. You know she takes those long baths. Figured it would be a good time to contact you directly. You said you were out to see a client. Has the meeting been extended? It seems kind of late.
Yeah, I thought you already got the news. Your mom locked me out of the house.
She locked you out? What are you talking about?
Was the door locked when you came home? Did your key even work?
When I came home, the door wasn't locked. I just walked right in. Didn't notice the door, to be honest.
Yeah, makes sense, I guess. I suppose she thought I would not return and opened it, or she forgot to lock it again when she went out or something. So if I had just waited a bit longer, maybe hid in the bushes for a while, I would have gotten in. Darn it! Should have waited around.
Hey, Cindy. What's going on? I really don't know what you're getting at.
It's a long story. It would take forever if I explained everything, so I'll send you the back and forth messages I had with your mom earlier. You'll see what I mean.
Yeah, okay. Do that. I'll take a look. Oh my god! Is she serious? I can't believe this! We've only been living together for a week and already... This?! Jeez! Sorry about this, Cindy. My mom... What can I say? And so, Cindy... Where you at now?
Me? Yeah, I got a motel room on Route 1. You know, the one near the mall? I'll stay here for the night and figure out what to do tomorrow. If I can't work things out tomorrow, I plan to go see my sister. She lives alone over in Sutton County, an hour's drive away. She'll put me up for a few nights.
Yeah, I guess that's the only choice you have. Really sorry about this. Well, at least you have a place to stay for now. Thank your sister for me, would ya? I can't believe this condition she demanded of you! $5,000 a month? Seriously?
I wonder if that's the amount your father made before they divorced.
Well, I guess you put two and two together pretty quick, huh?
I remember she used to tell her friends and neighbors about how much her husband made. She really made a big thing out of it, huh? When she said $5,000, that's the first thing that popped into my head.
Oh, I get it. She knew you would never be able to make that much by working online, and so, in order to keep you out, she demanded an exorbitant amount.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But actually...
Yes, but actually...
So why did you just give it to her right then and there?
She probably would not have believed me, and I didn't think it was the right time.
Yeah, you may be right about that. It would have just made things worse. Oh, yeah. There was something I wanted to discuss with you. You know the reason why your mom ended up having to move in with us? You remember, right? It was because that apartment was going to be torn down, right? Well, it seems that was all BS.
Huh? Seriously?
Yeah. Got information from a friend of mine who lives nearby. I need to talk to you directly about that. That motel is right nearby. I'll go over there right now. We can have dinner and discuss it. What do you say?
Sure, no problem. There's a Denny's right down the street. Let's meet there.
All right. I'll text you when I arrive. Hey, Cindy. Just got home.
Oh yeah? That was fast. Thanks for earlier. And thanks for bringing some of my work stuff. It really helps. Now I can get a little work done. Glad the laptop was there.
Sorry. I know nobody is supposed to go in there. It was the first time I went in there.
Well, I gave you the extra key just for such emergencies.
Yeah, came in handy, that's for sure. So, we do as planned, right?
Just as we planned. Don't let me down, Mark.
With Cindy gone, I have to do a little more housework, but if it's for my son, no problem. But maybe someday I'll get a maid to do all the chores. Wouldn't that be great? So, is it at all possible that you can make $5,000 a month? Oh, I'm sorry. How rude of me. What was I thinking? Demanding that an unskilled housewife bring home $5,000 a month for playing games all day? I was way out of line. Please forgive me. No way you could bring home that much. You know what? A thought just crossed my mind. You're not homeless now, are you? You're not living on the street, scraping together soft drink cans for a living, are you? And I haven't heard a peep out of Mark after I kicked you out. And it seems you have no interest in picking up your things. Not a very important job. I plan to throw them out by the end of the week. So if you want it, you better come and get it, or it ends up in the dumpster. I want to rearrange that room, make it into my private study. Need it cleaned out ASAP. There's a lock on the door, and Mark and I don't have a key. So we're just going to have to get a locksmith to open it. Or we just break it open. Oh, I'm so glad we kicked you out. A useless, no-job wife. Why did Mark ever marry you?
You seem to be in high spirits.
Oh, finally you decided to reply. Had to get those cans to the recycling center, huh? How much was today's collection? So, Cindy, no $5,000 a month? What's it like living on the streets?
No, not $5,000. More like $15,000 a month.
Excuse me? Hey, Cindy, answer, would you? I don't have all day. What's the meaning of this? Mark just left home. He's nowhere in sight, and all his stuff is gone. What the hell is going on? I also checked your room. All the stuff is gone? Your PC, the laptop, all your files? The place is vacant.
Oh, finally noticed, huh?
Is this your doing, Cindy? Did you put Mark up to this? Did you get him to clean out the room?
I didn't really put him up to it, as you put it. More like, Mark heard what you did to me and decided to do what he felt was right. That's all.
No, that can't be right. He would never do that behind my back.
He found out why you had us live with you. The real reason. That apartment you were living in for 2 years after your divorce went through? You remember. Apparently you caused a lot of trouble there. The neighbors, it seems, were furious with you. And on top of that, because it was such a sudden divorce, your husband felt very bad and decided to pay the rent for those 2 years. The main purpose of living alone in that apartment was to get used to living and working alone. You were working at that time too, but you went and bullied a coworker and eventually got fired. Isn't that right?
So what? What's that got to do with anything?
Well, after 2 years, your husband no longer felt obligated to pay your rent. And since you lost your job, you couldn't pay the rent for yourself. You made plenty of enemies among your neighbors. There was nothing left for you to do but move out. Or, should I say, kicked out. So you had nobody to turn to, nowhere to go. So you came crying to us. I suppose you figured that apartment was quite a distance from our house, so you probably thought nobody would ever hear of your antics.
How the hell did you find out about all that? What'd you hire, a private detective or something?
Apparently, Mark went to school with the guy who owns that apartment you caused all that trouble at. Or more accurately, his father runs the place.
Are you kidding me?
It seems one of the neighbors found out that you were Mark's mother. One thing led to another, and they decided to contact us to stop you from causing harm to others.
This can't be mere coincidence. What's going on?
Well, we've lived around here for a long time. Made a lot of friends. I wouldn't say everyone knows everybody, but close. You're bound to find some connection.
Cindy, about that $15,000 a month. Is that what you make per month?
Hold on. I just got a text from Mark. He's on his way home. He said he'll send you a line message.
Excuse me, Mark, he's here.
Hello, Mother.
Mark, is it true that Cindy makes more than $15,000 a month? Do you mean per year?
No, not per year. Per month, Mom. She makes way more than I do.
What's this all about? How could she make that much? That's just not possible. How can an unskilled housewife make that much? It's just not possible. Is she selling drugs or something?
Drugs? How could you say that, Mom? She's not some drug dealer. She's a well-known and very popular freelance writer.
Excuse me? A free writer?
Freelance. A freelance writer. She's independent. Not associated with any specific company or organization. And she's not employed by any one company. She set up an office at home. That's what most freelance writers and designers do.
Why doesn't she just rent some office space then?
That's why she set aside a room at home. A home office, if you will. Why waste money renting office space when you're the only employee?
Excuse me. Seems kind of weird to have an office at home.
Come on, Mom. A lot of people are doing it these days. The technology these days makes it really easy. You can have group meetings any time of the day, or even with clients overseas. It's really something.
It just seems like, playing games, tapping away at the keyboard.
When you were living at that apartment, that young couple moved in, and they were both doing online work from there. You remember them? You were always complaining about them. That young kids should get a proper job and so forth and so on. I was told that when you learned that a young woman in the apartment below you was working from home, what did you say to her? Something about her sponging off her parents and playing games at home all day? Apparently, you were harassing them like that on a daily basis. They said they couldn't get any work done with you constantly pestering your neighbors. When I heard that, I was so embarrassed. It was only after you were kicked out of that apartment that I heard about all this. I was mortified when my friends told me about you.
Please, Mark, don't be like that.
Oh yeah, I was meaning to tell you. I've been working on going freelance myself. I've lined up some clients and have a pretty good network set up. So I plan to quit my job and start working from home.
Excuse me? Are you serious?
But at this rate, I may get pestered relentlessly for working at home by someone. So to avoid that, we've decided to move out, which means we will no longer live with you.
Hold it 1 second, Mark. What am I going to do? I can't live here all by myself.
Well, let's see. The lease on that house expires next month, so I suggest you start looking for a job and a place to live.
Mark, you're not serious. Please. I won't bother you guys anymore, so please just let me live with you. I'll keep my mouth shut. I promise you.
It's too late for all that. Mom.
I always wondered why my mother-in-law always had it out for people who work from home. Apparently she asked her ex-husband to continue paying the apartment rent. But she was told he was now working from home, and as a result, his monthly pay was cut drastically. So he's no longer able to afford paying her rent. That's why she had it out for people who work from home online. Mark told me he left a pamphlet for the unemployed office on the kitchen table when he left. I had my doubts she would make use of it. I figured she'd get on the phone to all her relatives begging for help. But I heard later that she found a live-in job at a local company. But it seems like she was back to her old self again. She started harassing a young girl who was working part-time from home. If that wasn't enough, that girl happened to be the owner's daughter. She ended up getting fired and then kicked out of the dormitory she was living at. That was the last I heard of her. I have no idea where she is now.